In the previous lesson, we showed how to link components to various tags using property binding. And that was to take a component, put it onto the window, go down to the property, click on the bind button, and select tag, and go and find the tag we want to link it to. Now there's quite a few clicks involved in actually linking a component's property to a tag. Since linking to tags is the most common case that we have Ignition, there's an easier method here. There's actually a few ways we can actually link properties to various tags. The first is to simply drag and drop the tag onto a screen. So I can take N7:0 here, drag it onto my screen, and after I drag it, Ignition is going to ask me what I want to create out of that tag. And I can create display elements as well as control elements, or if I have any templates created, I can also use those templates. So on display, I can actually say I want to do a tank. I can take N7:1, drag it over here as an LED display. I can take N7:2 and drag it over here as a numeric label. And we can keep dragging and dropping these various tags onto the window. I can also go down here and do actual control components. So I can take, let's say, writable boolean 2, I can drag that onto a screen, and I can do a control, and maybe do a two-state toggle button. Or I can take writable integer 1, drag it on the screen, and I can do control and do a multi-state button. And so basically that list that pops up is a list that helps you get going pretty quickly with the tags in Ignition. Another way that we can actually bind up a component to a tag is by actually going over to a component, like for example if I take, in this case, the thermometer, put a thermometer on the window, I can actually take a tag like N7:0 and then drag that tag onto the component to link it up. And what happens here is Ignition actually will set up the bindings for me on these components. So you see that there's quite a few properties here that are bold that are actually all linked directly to that tag that we dragged on. The third way we can actually set up this binding is the way that I prefer, and that is to take the LED display or any component and actually drag a tag directly down to a property on that component. So if I take N7:0 and drag it down to the value property of the LED display, it'll link that property up only to that tag. So there are several ways we can actually drag and drop tags onto screens to help us create these screens very quickly.